Reviewing Week 7 in college football here at SBRForum Videos. I'm Peter Loshak, and we're discussing the Stanford-Utah game right now with Troy West from allplayswin.com. Troy West having a great year in college football and the NFL overall, and this weekend he had a great week, great day in college football, which made up for small losses on Sunday in the NFL. Overall, it was a phenomenal week once again for Troy West from allplayswin.com. Troy, thanks for being back with us.
Hey, thanks a lot, Pete. Yes, it was a phenomenal weekend, phenomenal week overall. We're heading back to the Pac-12, a conference I feel really good about, Pete. Looking forward to it.
Let's see what Stanford at Utah. Now, Stanford, look, Stanford is an awesome team, right? But, you know, they played a quality team like Washington. They got the win, great win, but they didn't get the cover. They won by only 3. And I'm thinking maybe now Stanford is one of these teams that's getting, you know, a little bit overvalued as an awesome team. And Utah, you know, they lost to a very good UCLA team by just 7 at home. They lost to Oregon State at home in overtime. And it's just very hard to go into Utah and get a margin win and a cover as a big favorite as Stanford is here. Stanford should have the edge, but 9 points, 8.5 points, that's a lot of points. Who do you like here?
It is a lot of points, but I do like Stanford in this football game. Utah, to me, offensively, they struggle at times, and the teams they struggle against are the big physical teams like Stanford. I'll be the first to say it. We had Washington last week, a smaller play, but they covered against Stanford. But I got to watch the Stanford team. They struggled mightily on offense. I think they'll be able to move the ball pretty much at will against Utah. The Stanford's offensive line is big, physical. I think they'll get their run game going against Utah. And I think Utah's really going to struggle to move the football against this Stanford team. I like Stanford in this game, Pete. I think they get it done. They've played a close game now against Washington. I think Washington's a much better team than Utah. I really do. It is a tougher place to play, but you know what? Stanford knows how to win on the road. This is a team that's very, very good on the road. Their style of play can play with anybody, and I think they match up really well with Utah. Like I said, the physicality of Stanford, Utah cannot match it. Stanford does get a double-digit win this week, Pete.
Wow. All right, yeah, I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you. Stanford knows how to get a win on the road, but they don't need to just win. They need to get a double-digit. They need to win by 9. I mean, it doesn't impress you at all that, I mean, UCLA is a great team. They went into Utah and got a win, but you know, only by 7.
Yeah, you know, you got to remember, this is a top 5 team in the country. You got to remember, Stanford went into Washington State, played in Seattle, but you got to remember, they beat them 55-17. Washington State very much similar to the Utah team as far as talent goes. 55-17, I bring that up because they played it in Seattle, got the road win. They're going to go on the road again. I don't think it's going to be as bad as 55-17, but all they got to do is win by 10. Stanford wins by 10 in this one.
All right, well, if Troy West likes playing the Pac-10, I like it too. Troy West liking Stanford minus 8.5. We'll give you 8.5 because you can shop around. It's 8.5 or 9 market-wide. Stanford minus 8.5 at Utah. Thanks, Troy.